E.N.D here, day 2 for the spoilers of Dominaria United. First they killed Gideon, we lost Jace, they completed Tamio, and they also completed Ajani. It's a pity in my opinion. Let's start. And I want to start with a reprint. At common this time, lightning strike, 1 and 1 red, deals 2 damage to any target. Join forces, 2 and 1 white. It's an instant. Untap up to 2 target creatures. They each get +2/+2 until end of turn. Resolute reinforcements for 1 and 1 white. It's a 1/1 human soldier. Has flesh. Enters the battlefield. Create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. Cut down 1 black. Yes, only 1 black. It's an instant. Destroy target creature with total power and toughness of 5 or less. Therefore, you have to sum the power and toughness. If the power and toughness summed is 5 or less, you can destroy that particular creature. I believe this will be a powerhouse, a new powerhouse for black. Territorial Marrow, 4 and 1 green. Asterisk asterisk has domain. Its power and toughness are equal to twice the number of basic lens types among lens you control. This particular domain mechanic is ideal if you match it with the new Triumphs or Hideouts from New Capenna, because those lens, one land has 3 basic lens types. Serra Redeemer, 3 and 2 white. It's a 2/4 angel soldier. Flying. Whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, put 2 +1/+1 counters on that creature. Ideal to pump those small creatures. Cosmic Epiphany, 4 and 2 blue. Not to be confused with Arut Epiphany. Nothing to do with the card. Sorcery. Draw cards equal to the number of instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard. Braid's Arson Nightmare, 1 and 2 black. It's a 3/3 legendary creature Nightmare. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. If you do, each opponent may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type with it. For each opponent who doesn't, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card. Tyrannical Pitlord, 4 and 2 black. It's a 6/6. Flying and trample. Enters the battlefield, choose another creature you control. The chosen creature gets +3/+3 and has flying. Leaves the battlefield, sacrifice the chosen creature. Radha's Firebrand, 1 and 1 red. It's a 3/1. Whenever it attacks, target creature defending player controls with power less than Radha's power can block this turn. Domain, 5 and 1 red. Gets +2/+2 until end of turn. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each basic land type among lands do you control. Activate only once each turn. Chaotic Transformation, 5 and 1 red. It's a sorcery. Exile up to 1 target artifact, up to 1 target creature, up to 1 target enchantment, up to 1 target planeswalker, and or up to 1 target land. For each permanent exile this way, its controller reveals cards on the top of the library until they reveal a card that shares a card type with it. Put that card on the battlefield, then shuffle. Ragefire Hellkite, 4 and 2 red. It's a 5/3. It's a dragon, one of those big dragons. Flying. Whenever it attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, it gains double strike. Use those 1/1 tokens to give double strike to this creature and can be quite devastating. Defiler of Vigor, 3 and 2 green. It's a 6/6. Phyrexian Worm. Trample. As an additional cost to cast green permanents, you may pay 2 life. Those spells cost 1 green less to cast if you paid life this way. This cost reduces only the amount of green mana you pay. Whenever you cast a green permanent spell, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Herd Migration, 6 and 1 green. It's a sorcery. Has domain. Create a 3/3 green beast creature token for each basic land type among lands you control. 1 and 1 green. Discard it. Search your library for a basic land. Reveal it and put it into your hand. You gain 3 life. As said, domain, it's perfect with the Triumphs. Brer Hydra, 5 and 1 green. 6/6. Trample. Also has domain. It deals combat damage to a player. Put X +1/+1 counters on target creature control, where X is the number of basic land types among lands you control. Threats Undetected, 2 and 1 green. It's a sorcery. Search your library for up to 4 creature cards with different powers and reveal them. An opponent choose 2 of those cards. Shuffle the chosen cards into your library and put the rest into your hand. Nemata Primeval Warden, 2, 1 black and 1 green. It's a 3/4 with reach. If a creature an opponent control would die, exile it instead. When you do, create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. For 1 green, sacrifice a sapling, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. For 1 and 1 black, sacrifice 2 saplings, draw a card. Astor Bearer of Blades, 2, 1 red and 1 white. It's a 4/4. Enters the battlefield. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may reveal an equipment or vehicle card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in random order. Equipment you control have equip 1 generic mana. Vehicles you control have crew 1. Golden Argosy, 4. It's a 3/6. It's a vehicle. Whenever it attacks, exile each creature that crewed it this turn. Return them to battlefield tapped under their owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. You will flicker them. Crew for only 1. Not bad of a vehicle, considering that it's colorless, therefore it can go in any deck. Now is the turn of the mythic cards. The World Spell, 5 and 2 green. It has also read ahead. Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-saga permanent card from among them. Put that card into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in random order. Chapter 3. Put up to 2 non-saga permanent cards from your hand on the battlefield. Yes, it's a 7-drop. It's difficult to see play, but green ramps in mana, therefore it is plausible. Also, Chapter 3 will allow you to put 2 non-saga permanents on the battlefield without paying any mana cost, including, let's say, 2 Eldrazi Titans. Sphinx of the Clear Skies, 3 and 2 blue. It's a 5/5, flying and war 2. Has domain. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, reveal the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of basic lands types among lands you control. An opponent separates those cards into 2 piles, put 1 pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. And another return, Shana Purifying Blade, 1 green, 1 white, 1 blue. It's a 3/3 human warrior. Lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay X. If you do, draw X cards. X can be greater than the amount of life you gained this turn. There's the normal version, and there's a very nice stained glass version of Shana Purifying Blade. So that was the last card in this particular day 2 of the spoilers of Dominaria United. Join me again for more spoilers of this legend set, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more and more interesting videos about Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.